Somewhere in the deep outreaches of space, three nerds have banded together to find the greatest secret of the universe. Well, not the greatest secret. The secret's more like how to competently make a movie about angles, but that doesn't sound as melodramatic like that. Anyway, let us begin the adventure. Let us begin Angles in Space!
Okay, let's get looking. James, start up the engines.
We're already moving for one, and we're already moving at a pace faster than light. Any faster, and we might miss a chance to add any fact. Get your hand off mine.
Yeah, lost. Ow. Ow. Got it.
Whoa, what was that?
Looks like some sort of figure.
It's a plane.
James, we're in space.
Not that kind of plane. The geometrical one. I think we're entering one of those cheap math movie lands, like, for example, Donald in Mathemagic Land. Ugh.
Lame.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, only one way to go from here. Start up the hyperactives and coagulate the ion engines.
I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure those don't exist.
I'm gonna just roll my face over the buttons and act like that's gonna do something.
And so, our bravish anti-heroes traveled across the cheesy educational movie land, stars floating by like points, streaking in a way to give it the appearance of a line that could also be described as a 180-degree angle, or a straight angle. Yes! First lesson down. Anyway, we're probably going to crash. Do it.
Oh.
Ah!
That was stupid.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Don't worry, guys. I got the camera. The movie must go on.
Where on earth are we?
Technically, we're not on Earth, so...
I'm guessing this is an abandoned planet, since my readings say that the only thing keeping us alive is television stereotyping and movie editing.
Hey, look, mountains with buildings carved in them.
Well, that's good. Maybe we can get off this place.
Or get eaten horribly, but look, mountains.
Yeah, the buildings resemble right angles, a 90-degree angle commonly marked by arcs drawn at the vertex. The mountains look like acute angles, seeing as they are less than 90 degrees. Also, I should mention...
The rest of this video has been lost in file corruption and an accident involving monkeys on motorcycles. It was stupid, yes, I'll admit that. But still. Anyway, the rest of the scene will have to be portrayed in cartoon sock puppets. Enjoy. I should also mention that the measure of an acute angle is greater than 0 degrees to get us an extra point. James, I do wish to mention that your portrayal of us in the past scene has been rather uncouth. I do not appreciate the way you are writing the script. And yet you still make me. Me mateys, we should just move on and find ourselves some loot. And back to your regularly scheduled program.
So Mike and James bickered so much, he forgot to do a voiceover. So yeah. So we dragged our feet through the wet sand of the strange planet, stopping to take pictures at funny signs, recommended restaurants and novelty shops. It was odd, to say the least.
Several hours later. This place is huge. That's what...
Yep, this place is definitely abandoned.
Clearly.
No doubt.
I'm guessing that we need to fit in a bunch of definitions into the city portion of the city while we still can. I don't think plot and education really mix.
Can I do it?
Fine.
That ladder over there is two things. It's an adjacent angle, since the side of the ladders use the rungs as a common side, and the two angles created by rungs are supplementary angles, because they add up to 180 degrees.
Impressive.
Onward to the next angle! Okay, so I couldn't exactly think of anything here, so bear with me. You see how this X forms 4 angles? Well, the angles that are across from each other, or more specifically not adjacent, are called vertical angles. Like this pair and this pair. Also, I should take the time to explain linear pairs, which are essentially 2 angles that are adjacent that also form a 180-degree angle. One last thing, you're probably thinking, but Mr. J, you said that supplementary angles create a 180-degree angle. Well, these have to be adjacent. Supplementary angles don't really need to be adjacent. Alright, back to the movie, folks. How do we end up here? Why are we tied up? Why are my hands behind my back when you guys have your hands in front of you? Is that going to be something in the future? I don't know. Maybe I like foreshadow when I'm angry. I don't know.
Well, if you never shut off the camera, you could have seen what we were doing and not get caught by the antagonist.
Yeah, who's the antagonist?
Well, if we hadn't have our hands tied, we could move the camera and show the audience, but we can't.
I'm the antagonist you speak so high of.
You didn't exactly give an opinion, we just mentioned you.
And in order to escape, you must pass one trial.
Joy.
You must fight by 3 angles. Obtuse, right, and 0.
Oh, I get it. Charlie's angles. Angels. Clever.
Yeah. Say, how would we fight them if we have our hands tied?
Good point. Well, anyway, I feel like I should add some educational value to this movie. 0 is, like the name should suggest, a 0-degree angle. Both sides face the same direction. She's very cranky when people make fun of her for it. If you were to add the measurements of 0 and right, you get a complementary angle pair. 2 angles that, when their measurements are added, have the sum of 90 degrees. Lastly, there's obtuse. She's wider than 90 degrees and less than 180, and she hates it when I point that out.
Yep. Can we move on?
How did you get the handcuffs off?
You kinda turned the camera away. That's not smart. You are never supposed to turn the camera away when you're the bad guy.
Alright, you want the secret to making a competent educational movie? I'll give it to you. Well, I won't give it to you. You're going to have to go to the Lilac system and then talk to Yoto about it. I don't know.
Really? We're gonna have to make a sequel of this.
Fine by me.
Okay, not fine by me, okay? You guys do that, but I'm not writing another script. I'm not talking to myself again, okay? Bye.
Wait, can you get the handcuffs off?
And so, Mike and Gani were left in the temple alone to die, since Charlie was nothing but a disembodied voice, and the angles didn't really have hands to untie them. Nothing was ever explained again until the sequel comes out, and when things do make sense, or at least have the chance to make sense, but probably never will come out. So, nothing was ever explained again. And this was the story of Angles in Space! Oh, and just in case you happen to miss something, here are all the definitions. Acute angle, greater than 0, less than 90. Obtuse angles, greater than 90 degrees. Right angles, equal to 90 degrees. Straight angles, equal to 180 degrees. Adjacent angles, 2 angles that share a common side. Vertical angles, the pair of non-adjacent angles that are created when 2 lines intersect. They are equal to each other. Supplementary angles, 2 angles whose measurements add up to 180 degrees. Complementary angles, 2 angles whose measurements add up to 90 degrees. Linear pair, 2 adjacent angles whose measurements add up to 180. Zero angle, an angle whose measurement is 0 degrees. And that's it. That was Angles in Space. Thank you for watching. And a special thanks to everybody who was... Actually, just roll the credits. Just roll the credits.